The problem is that ego can convert anything to its own use, even spirituality. Chögyam Trungpa Rinpoche. Spiritual narcissism, a term that describes individuals who, while appearing deeply spiritual, use their beliefs and practices to elevate themselves above others. True spirituality, as the Dalai Lama reminds us, is not about being superior to others, but about being superior to your former self. A spiritual narcissist often claims access to exclusive spiritual truths, believing they hold a deeper understanding of the universe than others. They may imply that their spiritual path is the only correct one, leading to judgment or even disdain for those on different journeys. True spiritual growth is humble and respects the diverse paths of others. Approach spirituality with an open mind, valuing each person's unique journey. Reflect on the richness of diversity in belief, which enhances rather than detracts from the universal truth. Your curiosity and hunger for knowledge are strengths. Embrace them without assuming exclusivity, understanding that each journey contributes to the vast tapestry of spiritual growth. Spiritual narcissists may often use complex terminology or metaphysical concepts to elevate themselves above others, creating an aura of wisdom while making others feel less informed. This tactic serves to distinguish them as more enlightened or advanced than those around them. True wisdom communicates in ways that uplift and include rather than isolate. Focus on the substance of spiritual teachings rather than terminology. Real wisdom lies in simplicity, in helping others understand rather than in obscuring the truth. Your desire for deep knowledge is valuable. Embrace it by focusing on sharing insights that are accessible and beneficial, fostering connection rather than division. A spiritual narcissist may avoid accountability by asserting that they possess a higher awareness that others lack. This mindset allows them to sidestep responsibility, often masking their own flaws under a guise of spiritual superiority. Authentic spirituality involves humility and accountability. Recognize that true spiritual growth acknowledges one's flaws and seeks improvement. Protect your growth by holding yourself and others accountable, viewing mistakes as opportunities for growth. Your dedication to self-improvement is a powerful force. Embrace it with humility, using each experience as a stepping stone to become a better version of yourself. Have you encountered someone whose spirituality felt more like a performance than a path of growth? Or perhaps you've noticed these tendencies in your own journey? Be sure to share your story in the comments below for the next person, and we may create a video on it. While there, download our free Diamonds Manifest with Ease guide. You'll find details in the description below. Belittling other spiritual paths. Spiritual narcissists frequently dismiss or belittle other belief systems, viewing them as less evolved or less valid than their own. This attitude creates an us versus them mentality, undermining the sense of unity that spirituality seeks to cultivate. True spirituality honors the interconnectedness of all paths and respects the diversity of belief. Cultivate an appreciation for the various spiritual paths others take. Recognize that each person's journey contributes to the larger spiritual landscape, turning desires to strength. Your respect for growth is a gift. Embrace it by honoring the diversity of beliefs, understanding that each path has unique wisdom to offer, seeking constant validation of spirituality. A spiritual narcissist often seeks admiration and validation for their spiritual practices. Whether it's through public displays or constant mention of their spiritual achievements, they crave recognition and praise for their perceived enlightenment. True spirituality does not need validation, it finds peace within. Reflect on whether your practices are for personal growth or external approval. Seek growth for its own sake, understanding that your journey is valuable regardless of outside acknowledgement. Turning desires to strength. Your dedication to spirituality is admirable. Embrace it quietly, allowing your inner peace to be your greatest reward rather than the praise of others. Promoting conditional compassion. A spiritual narcissist's compassion may feel conditional, extending only to those who align with their beliefs or meet certain criteria. This selective compassion is rooted in ego, limiting the true essence of love and kindness. True compassion is unconditional, extending beyond judgments or differences. Practice kindness towards all beings, regardless of alignment with your views. Embrace love as a universal force that does not seek to differentiate or exclude. Turning desires to strength. Your capacity for compassion is powerful. Embrace it fully, allowing your kindness to flow without boundaries, becoming a source of healing for yourself and others. Creating a persona of perfection. Spiritual narcissists often cultivate an image of perfection, presenting themselves as highly evolved or free from flaws. This persona masks insecurities and creates a barrier between them and genuine connections, as they cannot risk showing vulnerability. True spirituality embraces vulnerability as a pathway to connection. Allow yourself to be authentic, acknowledging both strengths and areas for growth. Recognize that imperfection is part of the journey, adding depth to your spiritual experience. Turning desires to strength. Your desire to grow is admirable. Embrace growth as a continuous journey, understanding that true wisdom comes from acknowledging your humanity, using spiritual practices as a measure of worth. A spiritual narcissist may use their devotion to certain practices, like meditation or fasting, to measure their worth or superiority over others. This reliance on external practices detracts from the internal essence of spirituality, leading to a superficial sense of growth. True spiritual growth is measured by internal peace, not external practices. Value your spiritual practices as personal tools for growth, not as measures of worth or validation. Recognize that worth is inherent, rooted in your essence rather than actions, turning desires to strength. Your commitment to your practices is a strength. Embrace them as sacred tools for self-discovery, not as a means of comparison or judgment. Did you know 90% of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet? If you're enjoying this content, hit subscribe. It's the simplest way to support the channel and stay up to date. Overemphasizing high vibration emotions only. Spiritual narcissists may insist on only experiencing high vibration emotions, dismissing or repressing so-called negative feelings like anger, sadness, or frustration. This selective approach hinders genuine emotional health and prevents true spiritual growth. True spirituality embraces the full spectrum of emotions as part of the human experience. Allow yourself to feel and process all emotions, understanding that each one has wisdom to offer. Realize that true peace is not about avoiding pain, but about finding balance within it. Turning desires to strength. Your desire for positivity is valid, but growth also requires honoring all emotions. Embrace emotional authenticity as a path to deeper understanding and healing, enforcing their truth as universal truth. A spiritual narcissist often believes their personal truth is the only truth, enforcing it on others as the ultimate path. This behavior not only undermines others' experiences, but also creates division, preventing the shared learning that true spirituality fosters. Spiritual growth respects individual truth while seeking common understanding. Hold space for diverse perspectives, acknowledging that each person's truth is valid. Recognize that wisdom emerges from the meeting of varied beliefs, turning desires to strength. Your commitment to your truth is powerful. Embrace it while staying open to learning from others, knowing that true wisdom is expansive and inclusive. Using divine messages to control others. Spiritual narcissists may claim to receive messages from divine sources that dictate how others should act. They use these messages as a form of control, asserting their beliefs as a spiritual authority over others. True divine guidance respects free will and does not seek to control. Trust in your own connection to the divine, recognizing that each person has the right to their own spiritual guidance. Protect yourself by honoring free will and avoiding those who manipulate under the guise of divine authority. Turning desires to strength. Your connection to the divine is sacred. Embrace it as a personal journey, valuing autonomy and the right of each soul to find their path. Viewing empathy as weakness. Some spiritual narcissists see empathy and vulnerability as weaknesses, preferring to maintain an aloof, detached presence. This detachment keeps them from genuine connection and prevents the deepening of their compassion. True spirituality values empathy as a source of strength, building bridges between souls. Embrace empathy as a sacred gift. Know that vulnerability is not weakness. It is the foundation of authentic connection and spiritual depth. Turning desires to strength. Your empathy is your strength. Let it be a guiding light on your journey, drawing you closer to others and fostering connections rooted in kindness. A journey beyond ego. As we draw this exploration of spiritual narcissism to a close, remember that true spiritual growth is a journey that leads us beyond the ego and into deeper understanding. Spirituality, in its purest form, is a path of compassion, humility, and interconnectedness. It celebrates our shared humanity and invites us to grow, not as individuals competing for enlightenment, but as souls journeying together in unity. Recognizing the habits of spiritual narcissism in ourselves or others is not about judgment. Rather, it is an invitation to realign with the essence of true spiritual practice. Every habit we discuss today reveals a subtle pull of the ego, a reminder that the soul's journey is not about achieving superiority, but about evolving in love, awareness, and compassion. As you continue on your own path, let these insights guide you toward relationships that uplift, practices that nurture, and a spirituality that serves your highest potential. May your journey be filled with clarity, kindness, and a profound sense of peace as you embrace the beauty of authentic growth. Thank yourself for exploring the habits of spiritual narcissists. If this video resonated with you, consider joining our vibrant community. Here, we offer exclusive content, personalized pranic healing guidance, and a supportive space to deepen your spiritual journey. Share this video with friends who might benefit from understanding the superpower of being single, supporting each other in creating the reality we desire.